Now at 5, fun in the sun. The Creative Learning Alliance continues its solar eclipse festivities with a Joplin viewing party. Plus,
from awesome views to wedding vows, I'm Jared Hill with how people across the country took in the last total eclipse in America in a generation.
And President Biden unveils details of a new student loan forgiveness plan.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
It's a total eclipse of the heartland. This afternoon's eclipse reached totality in parts of Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri, and other states. Here in our viewing area, it surpassed 90%. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. The eclipse reached its peak in our area around 1:53 this afternoon. The Creative Learning Alliance in Joplin hosted a Solar-bration, an eclipse watch party where the community could come together to experience the event. That drew hundreds of eclipse watchers to downtown Joplin. While the sky noticeably darkened during the eclipse, clouds filtered some views, but people at the event say that didn't stop them from having a good experience.
You know, there's just excitement in numbers, and the more people you get watching something together, sort of the cooler it is. It's an experience. It's something to remember.
Oh, I think it's fabulous to see the Joplin community and surrounding areas come together, and to see such a great once-in-a-lifetime event is just fabulous.
People at the Solar-bration were able to receive their own pair of eclipse glasses to safely view the event. The eclipse reached totality in Mountain View, Missouri, and other parts in the southern and eastern part of the Show Me State. KOAM's Shannon Becker streamed live from Mountain View, where spectators pulled off the road to watch the event. The eclipse also reached totality in parts of Oklahoma and Arkansas, including Russellville, Arkansas, where Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty posted his own perspective. Millions of Americans got their eyeballs off their screens and fixed to the skies today to see the solar eclipse. Jared Hill reports from New York, one of 15 states in the path of totality.
A moment of awe as the solar eclipse cast darkness over daytime. The Southwest got the first glimpse.
It got dark real quick and lightened up pretty neat.
31 million people live in the path of totality for this once-in-a-generation marvel, where the moon blocks out the sun. Crowds at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway enjoyed the greatest spectacle in the sky.
Even though we knew what to expect, it was just mind-blowing.
In Russellville, Arkansas, more than 350 couples took the celestial cue and tied the knot, sealing it with an eclipse.
It just seemed really fun and something unique.
NASA estimated about 99% of people in the U.S. could see at least a partial eclipse, making this event the ultimate water cooler experience. Even scientists emphasized the social impact.
It's far more about inspiration, awe, and joy for humanity. It's an event that just makes you feel a lot of things.
The name of the viewing game today was Cloud Cover, with New England having the least of it, making for the best line of sight in America. For 3 or 4 minutes of peace and awe, it's the last total solar eclipse in the continental U.S. until 2044. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
The solar eclipse also offered NASA scientists and other researchers a rare window to conduct experiments that could potentially lead to improved weather forecasting and better understanding of how solar events impact GPS. The weather, not perfect, but not bad for that event. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney.
So we did unfortunately have some cloud coverage in our area. So they were taller clouds, so you could still see a bit of the eclipse, the partial eclipse, but unfortunately not a very clear view. Clouds stuck around. They increased as we moved into the later afternoon hours, and this is in preparation of some rain that we've got coming in tonight. Temperatures across the region right now, some counties still sticking in the 80s. We've got Anderson 80, Grove 81. So it was a pretty warm day out there. Now temperatures dropped during the eclipse as that sun was covered, but it was still pretty nice. Now, no rain in the area yet, although the next system that we're tracking coming in tonight, and it will be bringing some light showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm or two. We've got more rain chances continuing for the next several days, and I'll have those details for you in just a bit.
See you soon. The Biden administration has unveiled details of a new plan to forgive student loan debt for millions of Americans. The White House says the new policies target specific groups, for example, people who have A balance is bigger than what they originally borrowed due to interest. These proposals still need to be finalized, and that could take months. The Biden campaign raised more than $90 million in March as the president continues to lead donations over his opponent. The Democratic National Committee and Biden's re-election campaign said Saturday they ended the first quarter of the year with more than $192 million in cash on hand. The Biden campaign says this is the highest amount raised by any Democratic candidate, and that 96% of donations were for less than $200. A New York appeals judge rejects a request by Donald Trump to delay his hush money trial. The trial is set to begin next week. A source says the filing relates to the gag order that has been imposed on Trump, as well as the venue for the trial. The case is related to alleged reimbursement payments Trump is accused of making to his former attorney, Michael Cohen. Still ahead, pulling up roofs.
Americans are on the move. I'm Christian Benavides with where people are leaving from and where they're moving to.
And next in Health Watch, details about a new ACL repair procedure that experts say will help speed up healing time. Topping today's Health Watch, millennials and Generation Z are experiencing a new wave of anxiety when it comes to medical costs. According to a new study, 67% of Gen Z and 62% of millennials avoid seeking health care because of the price. That's compared to 46% of Americans overall. The study was commissioned by an insurance firm, Assurance IQ. A similar study done last year by the Federal Reserve found that a quarter of all Americans went without medical care in 2022 because of the cost. Hundreds of thousands of Americans tear their ACL and their knees every year, and a lot undergo ACL reconstruction. Dr. Malika Marshall introduces us to a relatively new type of ACL repair that's more natural and less painful than traditional surgery.
Tori Waldstein was hitting the slopes with friends a few years ago when she went tumbling over a bump.
My ski didn't pop off, so my knee sort of twisted around, and I knew pretty quickly something bad had happened.
The 30-year-old had suffered a tear of her ACL, a ligament that connects the thigh bone to the shin bone and helps stabilize the knee joint.
It happened pretty frequently, particularly in patients who are very active, like Tori. Typically in pivoting cutting sports like soccer, basketball, football, and skiing.
Dr. Kai Midhofer is an orthopedic surgeon at New England Baptist Hospital. He says most patients who need surgery undergo a traditional reconstruction, where the torn ligament is replaced with a tendon removed from another part of the body, like the quadriceps or hamstring muscles. But that can lead to chronic pain and weakness in those areas.
You're robbing Peter to pay Paul.
But a new procedure called Bridge Enhanced ACL Restoration, or BEAR, avoids that.
What the technology does, it actually helps to biologically heal the body to heal itself.
This collagen implant is first saturated with the patient's own blood to provide growth factors to aid in healing, and is then placed between the stump ends of the torn ligament. Compared to a traditional ACL reconstruction, patients who undergo the BEAR procedure spend less time in the OR, have fewer incisions, less post-op pain, and are up and about much faster.
It's also a more natural biologic restoration of the joint anatomy, joint function, which I think restores function and ability to return to activities more naturally.
Tori chose the BEAR procedure over traditional surgery and is happy with the results.
I'm back to doing pretty much everything I was doing before.
She was back on the ski slopes the very next season. Dr. Malika Marshall, CBS News, Boston.
Patients with ACL tears are at a higher risk of developing arthritis in the knee years later with or without reconstruction, but preliminary research suggests the BEAR technology might help reduce that risk. A new study shows the weight loss drug Wegovy does more than just help people shed some pounds. Researchers found the drug provides health benefits to people with diabetes and a common form of heart failure. The Food and Drug Administration approved Wegovy to fight obesity in 2021, and last month the FDA approved the drug to help people reduce the risk of heart disease and stroke in adults with either cardiovascular disease or people who are overweight. Some common bandage products used every day might contain some potentially harmful chemicals. The Environmental Health Sciences Independent Lab says in a new report that some adhesive bandage products may contain a type of synthetic chemicals known as PFAS. The Environmental Protection Agency notes these forever chemicals might be linked with an increased risk of cancer. The report says the chemicals are in bandage products such as Band-Aid, Curad, and in-store brands from CVS, Walmart, and Target. That's a look at today's health news. A little bit later, a Southeast Kansas dance instructor will soon mark 10 years in business after buying her studio as a teenager.
And we've got some rain chances rolling in tonight, and I'll have all those details right after the break. Overall, it was a pretty nice day today. However, clouds did not cooperate for the viewing of the solar eclipse earlier this afternoon. And as you can see at Indigo Sky Casino Resort camera, we still have those clouds in the region, and that is due to the rain that we have moving in tonight. Right now, systems pushing north of Houston. We're not getting majority of these storms, just the top half of the storms, barely clipping us. So we're only getting a few showers, maybe some isolated thunderstorms in midst of those showers, but these are all happening right after midnight and clearing out before 8 a.m. tomorrow. So mostly while you're asleep is when we're going to get all those rain chances. Now our overnight low tonight getting down to about 53 degrees. For the next couple of nights, we have these rain chances continuing. However, we're not getting many severe threats for any of the rain that we have coming through our area. Mostly just some isolated thunderstorms below those severe limits. Now, here we're taking a look at the storm that's coming in tonight. Tuesday at 1 a.m. we'll start to see some showers push in, and then about 2 a.m. may see showers increase with an isolated thunderstorm or two right along this boundary that's going straight through Joplin. So we'll continue on and we'll see heavier rainfall in some of our southern counties, southeastern counties as well. And that's about 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Still some light showers hanging around in those southeastern counties, but it'll continue to push out of here. For most of the day tomorrow, we'll have some clouds around and those showers in the morning and then showers pick back up tomorrow night. Now for your day though, mostly just cloudy in between, and it won't be too cool either, about 70 degrees. So it'll be a nice day tomorrow. Then we're going to take a look, see these showers start to push in early afternoon, pretty light showers to start off with. Then we see those thunderstorm chances kick back up again Tuesday later afternoon. Around 6 p.m. we could see some isolated thunderstorms in our southern counties. Now as we move into the overnight hours, these showers are going to increase. We'll get some heavier rainfall, maybe some more isolated thunderstorms come back through mostly just our southern counties again, and then they'll continue on throughout the day on Wednesday. We actually have rain chances continuing all day on Wednesday, coming back around Wednesday night, heavier rainfall, and then clearing out by early Thursday morning. So for the next couple of days, we've got these rain chances sticking around Tuesday morning and then again Tuesday afternoon with some brief showers. Continuing all the way through Wednesday, we'll have some scattered showers across the region, maybe an isolated thunderstorm or two as well on Wednesday, and those continue all the way until Wednesday night. Now Thursday, it'll be mostly windy and some clouds, but other than that, a little bit cooler, about 64 for our high. Temperatures start to warm back up, and we do have a streak of temperatures in the 80s by next weekend. Saturday, again, another windy day, but Sunday and Monday getting to be pretty hot, 82 and 83. Now rain chances come back around next Tuesday. We'll have some scattered thunderstorms, and again next Thursday. So we'll have another patch of rain coming in the following week as well.
We could use a bit of rain, I suppose, and at least it wasn't raining during the eclipse.
That is very true. I'm glad it held off.
You bet, thanks. Southeast Kansas dance instructor is approaching 10 years of business after taking her first steps into entrepreneurship as a teenager. Miss Chelsea's Dance Academy in Iola, Kansas is a Southeast childhood dream fulfilled for Chelsea Lee. She began as a student in that very same studio before helping her instructor with the younger students. Before she even graduated from high school, she had the opportunity to buy the studio. It was a chance she just couldn't pass up.
Just turned 17. It was probably, I think it was like a week after my birthday, was when he had approached me. My old boss had approached me and said, I'm going to go to med school. I'm going to be a doctor, so I'm closing. But before I put my building up on the market, I wanted to know if you wanted to buy the business. And I was like, yeah. I didn't have to think about it at all.
The Dance Academy's next performance will be on May 31st and June 1st at the Bolus Fine Arts Center in Iola. Coming up, we take a look at why more Americans are choosing to move south. Topping today's Consumer Watch, 45% of Americans are open to using ChatGPT to review their taxes. But experts warn they should use the service with caution. 17% of Americans say they have used the artificial intelligence chatbot for tax filing. That's according to a survey from the Harris poll. Another study from cardrates.com found 14% of Americans they surveyed have used it for taxes, and 1 in 5 Americans are open to using that service. A new report from the U.S. Labor Department shows job gains in key sectors. The payroll monthly report released by the department shows that employers added 303,000 jobs in March, topping the projected 200,000 job gain initially projected. Job sectors that showed the best performances included healthcare, government, and leisure and hospitality. A recent report shows the states where people are moving to and where they're leaving. Christian Benavides reports on one woman's choice to head south.
We first met Daniela Lopez on a cold winter morning in New York City.
I feel like it's like 30 degrees.
So is this one of the reasons you're moving?
100%. Yes.
She was packing up and moving out of her studio apartment on Manhattan's east side and headed for Florida.
I want to start a new life. So I was like, why not Miami?
She is not alone. A survey from U-Haul found in 2023, Texas, Florida, the Carolinas, and Tennessee welcomed the largest number of new residents. New York was near the bottom of the list. California came in dead last. The state saw the largest number of people leaving for the 4th year in a row.
Who is it that you're seeing that's moving from New York to Florida?
For me, mostly young people.
Marco Filipovich is a foreman at Piece of Cake Moving.
Every day someone is moving to the Florida area.
Florida has been a popular destination for a while. This is the 9th year in a row the Sunshine State's ranked among U-Haul's top 4 places to move.
I think these people, these families, they want space.
Miltiades Castanes is a senior director at real estate company Douglas Elliman.
We have weather, lifestyle. The trend is that people love Miami.
The number of people moving to South Florida has created a housing crunch. Some native Floridians are unable to keep up with the rising prices. You're here.
I'm here, yes.
But for Lopez, prices here are a deal compared to New York. For nearly the same cost, she got an apartment 3 times the size of the one she had in Manhattan. Plus, there's a wraparound deck.
I'm trying something different, and if Miami is not it, I know I have New York. I can always go back.
For now, she's calling Florida home. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
Other top growth states to round out the top 10 include Idaho, Washington, Arizona, Colorado, and Virginia. Financial services company Moody's believes surging oil prices are the #1 threat to our economy right now. U.S. oil prices are approaching $90 a barrel, with global prices nearing $92 a barrel. Those are the highest levels in 5 months. On Friday, prices at the pump were $3.58 a gallon on average nationwide. That's according to AAA. A final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, how small-town America cashed in on their day in the sun. Then on KOAM News at 6, we're going to have more on the Solar-bration hosted by Joplin's Creative Learning Alliance. Plus, students in Commerce, Oklahoma take part in a mock crash scene investigation with the help of local law enforcement officials. And a drive-through sign is going up in Galena, Kansas to draw in Route 66 travelers. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Weather-wise, not a bad evening to get outside, Lindsay.
No, we do have some rain coming in after 1 a.m. tonight. Some brief showers in our southern counties, maybe a thunderstorm or two. Rain chances come back around Tuesday night and then all day on Wednesday. So a lot of rain chances in the next couple of days.
It's not bad. It is spring after all.
That's true.
Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. See you then. Let's make it a great evening.